I'm not sure how much time had actually elapsed, but woke up and, heard noises downstairs and was able to call for help and say I needed to go to the hospital. I had no idea that this would set off a chain of events, where I would be sick for 5 years, that this would really be a debilitating illness. So in hindsight, when I think about that moment, the weight of it really stays with me. Soccer's really been a part of my life ever since I was 5 years old. Most kids sleep with a blanket or a teddy bear. I slept with that soccer ball. When my college career ended, I was playing semi-professionally for the Detroit Jaguars, then also played locally here for the East Bay Power. And so it was hard to imagine a life, without soccer.
It's possibly the greatest scientific challenge and mystery of our time. Chronic fatigue syndrome is a complex, chronic, systemic disease that is real, that is not psychological in any way. A typical chronic fatigue syndrome patient is one who has had a normal life, and out of the blue, a flu-like syndrome visits them, gets into their lives. A syndrome that in any of us lasts for a few days, in these patients go on for years and completely devastates their life.
I couldn't sit up without passing out or losing consciousness. Felt like I was just submerged underwater, had tunnel vision, blurred vision, muffled hearing, intense back pain, and just the crushing fatigue that just takes the life out of you. I think that the stigma of chronic fatigue immune deficiency syndrome kind of delays getting an accurate diagnosis. How I think it's been understood in the medical community is sort of as a modern day hysteria. It's a disease that affects a majority of women. So I think that a lot of those kind of implicit biases, or biases that are pretty obvious, I think kind of filter into how the diagnosis is understood. It's exhausting, going from one professional to another, hearing different things, especially when you're so sick and so debilitated, and to just be sitting with the unknown, that you have something that's really robbing you of life, and no one has the answers for you.
The Chronic Fatigue Initiative at Stanford has allowed us to see the beast at its core. And we are fortunate that through the tools that we apply at Stanford, in collaboration with other faculties such as Mark Davis and Holden Macker and others, we have discovered this disease has a central process of inflammation that is going on uncontrolled. So we are very excited because with this information in the future, we will be able to apply treatments that were not available to these patients before.
When I came to Stanford, I was presented with various options for treatment, which after being told I had a disease that didn't have a cure, there's nothing I could really do for it, gave me quite a lot of relief.
So Aaron had been sick for several years, and we were fortunate to identify viruses that were likely either triggering or making her illness worse. And on her, after suppressing these two viruses, we started to see this dramatic change of events in her life.
That really took an interdisciplinary team to eventually give me the medications and course of treatment that allowed me to begin a path on recovery. So I'm really grateful for what I can do now. I'm able to work full-time again. I'm able to hike. I'm not having to worry about climbing hills. I can run on the beach. I'm playing soccer again, which is incredible to just be able to run with a ball again and to be a part of a team again.
The happiest moment in a doctor's life, the happiest moment in my life is when I see a patient smiling again. Finally, we're getting to the core of chronic fatigue syndrome, finding what is wrong with these patients so that they get the treatment that they deserve.
The preceding program is copyrighted by the Board of Trustees of the Leland Stanford Junior University. Please please visit us at med.stanford.edu.